What's up, everybody? I'm so happy to see y'all here. How are y'all living today? I hope that y'all are doing well. I hope that you guys are feeling good and blessed. I had to come on here, guys, and drop some smoke because I don't play a whole lot of games. Um, I respect everybody. And please share this, y'all. I respect everybody, but when you start coming with some foolish, silly stuff, I gotta lay it down. Now, of course, as y'all seen weeks ago, Gail attacking, trying to come at me, right? And she tried to get disrespectful and she wanted people to come on and attack me. A lot of people saw it. And I tried to be cool. I tried to relax, y'all. But what ends up happening is that as you fight for the people, you can be humble as heck. You can give everybody props. You can love everybody. And people will hate on you because they're not doing what you're doing. Now I'm nothing special. It's God doing the doing. But the truth is that there's some haters out there who are mad because they can clearly see what is happening. Now, I told y'all it's some stuff that happens that I can't talk about. It's some stuff that happens that the nation is being blessed because of it. And this is Josh Barnet, Metroflex Gym, his merch. Now, of course, Gail was sucking up to the professor because Gail has been looking for somebody for weeks. She's the one who brought the monster, a guy who I love, Daniel Richard. She brought him because she was hoping that he would say something against what I had to say. She brought John Gentry, hoping that he would have something to say against what I had to say, not knowing that I've been cool with John Gentry for years. We love each other. John Gentry is the man who invited me to go speak in DC because John Gentry enjoyed all the teaching that I was giving to the people on Facebook. So he introduced me to all the people who were going to put DC on notice. Now, also, Gail also had a gentleman in Florida, I think he is. He had a call 3 hours. No, I'm sorry. He had a call where he was on the phone with Gail, and Gail wanted this guy to talk bad about my notice and affidavit process. She's been searching for somebody to come up with an answer that's better than David Jose's so she can attack me and tell everybody it's not me, right? She got her wish today, and it's cool. Somebody let Professor Clements know that he could come on here at any given time. I would love for him to come on here and show his knowledge and explain how brilliant he is and how what I'm saying is sovereign citizen stuff. I never told anybody to be a sovereign citizen. I've shown people the stuff that their forefathers put in the Constitution. And this is the problem with those who think that they're smart or trained and they're more brilliant than everybody else. And I would think it's sovereign citizen stuff. Nobody really cares what you think when people are getting their kids back and businesses are being opened all across the nation. Now, ask Mr. Professor how many businesses he saved during COVID as Josh Barnett and as I did through Josh Barnett. And how many kids are back home because of him? Or did he just sit here and say, well, the courts aren't listening? Really? The courts aren't listening and that's how you leave it? That's how you leave it. But I'm going to let y'all know what's up. I'm going to let y'all know that Gail Golec is not even allowed to go to the Coliseum where the audit is, but she's acting like she's all in the know. This is the same Gail Golec who said Mike Lindell did not want Rusty Bowers to get kicked out of office by recall. And he came out and said, I want him to get recalled. So I don't trip a lot, y'all. And I think it's highly disrespectful when you bring somebody on a show and you talk trash. You talk trash, but then the people hosting the show won't let you come on. It was like, oh, it's time to go. It's time to go. Once I heard what they had to say, and I'm like, bring me on. Now it's time to get off the call. Oh, it's time to go. Y'all were just letting Bill talk. Bill was just reading on the affidavit. You didn't seem like you had to leave. But when somebody says something, Peachy Keen, this is grown people stuff. You got to speak the truth where the truth is. I'm the type of man that I'm not going to back down to anybody's bull. I'm going to tell the truth no matter what. That's cool. Gail could be a hero, S-side. I'm not tripping on that. But what I'm saying is that Gail Golec has a friend who has done affidavits, and mysteriously after notices, after the friend who is a mutual friend to me, Josh, and Gail, after she does notices, magically in a couple of days, the mandates in Arizona just dropped. Minnesota did the same type of affidavit, and a few days later, their mandate just drops. Josh Barnett does notices, and a few days later, his business is open. Josh Barnett tells 100 and something other businesses they're all open in the private right now. And this is why I get upset when people tell me, oh, well, you know, it's funny because we don't think this or that works, or because we don't do it, it doesn't work. Listen, I wasn't smart enough to know what Liz Harris was doing. But what Liz Harris is doing shakes the nation. I wasn't smart enough to know everything like Josh knows it. But what Josh does is shakes the nation. But if Josh is on here right now, you know, Gail tried to say, well, I heard that the people will laugh at you. I heard that the government will laugh at you. Josh, if you're on here right now, you're very in the know and connected to a lot of the government officials right now. Josh, do they laugh at me or do they look to me for help? Josh should be on here. Now, the funny thing is Gail will make an assumption about what government officials do with me, and she's not in the know to watch and see. And it's a real sad thing because it's not a stressful time for me. I ain't tripping, y'all. And I don't think we have the same goal. See, I'm not paid by anybody to come up with answer, right, to fix this. Mike Lindell pays Gail. So Gail has nothing to offer because she doesn't know how to win. So Gail has been going for over a month and a half, coming after me, telling people she's going to shame me publicly if I don't tell her how to use my notices and affidavits to destroy people. And there's people who were in the conversation, and there's snapshots and witnesses to her doing this. So it's a funny thing that Gail is presenting like she's connected to everybody and in the know with everybody. And I don't say anything about it just to not disrespect anybody else or cause any drama. But the truth is, Gail isn't cool with Mike Lindell like that. He pays her because she made him believe she had contacts and access and power in Arizona. It was not her that made the audit come forth. I'll tell you guys like this. Ask Josh Barnett if I'm lying. You could go on Twitter. They took my Twitter down over this type of stuff. Before the legislature came back to office because they went sine die and they didn't want to come back, you can see on Twitter where I say, the legislature has 12 hours to get back to work and fix this, or we'll fix it. And the next day you see the legislature there and you see we gave them affidavits and notice. Steve Chutry, who's in the board of supervisors, you see that he voted to have an audit, right? He's the only one. You can look and talk to Josh Barnett and he will tell you that the only one who got a notice from us in the board of supervisors is Chutry. So we get these brilliant people who get on TV, get on the video, and they start talking trash, but they don't know. Josh, you want to come on, Josh? I'll send you a link. Okay. So somebody said Gail too much ego, not too self-confident. Po thing, need to get her life together. And Gail is watching, I'm pretty sure. She's watching. She always comes and stakes out stuff. But the funny thing is when it's time for real stuff to happen, Gail doesn't know the law. She got on there and started quoting Article 7, Section 7. She learned that from me. It's crazy. It's like you want to attack me. You want some credit. You want to look like you're the best. But you really don't know the law. And I don't give a darn. I wasn't interfering with your credit. Josh, I'm gonna add you in. You want to come in, or you want to comment? Let me see. See, that's the kind of thing though that I don't play, the disrespect. You know, I don't come on the shows and blast Gail and try to disrespect her. But she spends her life trying to find a way to make me look stupid or act like what I do don't work. But the sad thing, she says, well, we know he does it with kids because she's seen all the dang evidence. She says, we know he does it with business, but this is different. Like the law don't apply all across the board. It's the funniest thing in the world. And it's like, it's just haterism. I just can't understand it. It's like, how do you live your life wanting to hate on someone so bad? And I wish the gentleman, Mr. Clements or whatever his name is, I wish he would come live on a video and say some of the same things that he just said, you know? And I really don't care about anybody's status. He talked about what that seems like sovereign citizen stuff. This shows you how brilliant he is. Did he go research it, or did he go ask any of the mothers and fathers who got their kids back with the same type of thing? Did he go to all the business owners and say, did David really help you keep your business open? Why? And here's what's funny, guys. No attorney in the freaking nation got an complete audit like we did in Arizona. What's different? What's different? Every single case in the country got kicked out, and we told they were going to get kicked out before it happened. I did videos about it. This is why you're going to get your stuff kicked out. Yes, I'm definitely talking about Gail Golec. I told them why their stuff got kicked out before it happened. Josh Barnet did too. So if I'm making up stuff, how did I know that their cases would all be kicked out? Yep. Tommy Trevillis, Josh, I sent you the link. Tommy Trevillis, who has his gym open in New Jersey, 2 of them. Why is he open? Why is he open? See, this is the funny thing. And then the guy is like, well, these are administrative courts. Didn't I tell y'all earlier that they were administrative tribunals and not even really courts? How come he didn't tell y'all that? Why didn't Mr. Clements break down to y'all how to defeat the court, or how to beat them, or how to get kids back, or how to do different things in your life, how to stop these COVID issues? I mean, a lot of people say a whole lot of stuff, but why are they not giving things to tell you what to do? Why? Everybody knows what to do. Everybody, rah, rah, rah. Yeah, I know what to do. We'll hate on your stuff, but what's your solution? What are you putting out there in front of everybody where you could be tested? I say what the freak I say in front of everybody. I walk the freak out there and let people judge everything I freaking do every day. I get on live and say stuff that sound crazy to like the people who were on the video today. But they can't deny one thing I've said so far. When has Gail, see, it's funny, like Mr. Clements used the sovereign citizen argument, right? Why didn't he attack anything I've ever said about the Constitution? I'll dare him to do that. I'll dare Mr. Clements to test anything I've ever said on the Constitution in the States, or come on live. I won't even prepare any day of the week and challenge me on what the Constitution says. And I guarantee you, he will never do it again. I guarantee you. But he'll come on and say some, to me, it seems like sovereign citizen stuff. What? See, guys, this is why we stay in trouble, because the brilliant guys like that go to school and got these names like I'm just doctor, I'm smart as heck. These guys like that end up in a situation where they're not giving everybody remedy, but they could tell what's wrong. And they won't turn on their friends enough to really get in trouble. You know, a lot of the bar members are like, well, you know, I would tell, but the way that my license works, I can't really tell you all the way. Anybody in this nation right now sees that the bar members are throwing Sidney Powell, General Flynn, right? Giuliani, Lynn Wood under the bus. How many of them are standing up for these guys? It's just like they say the bad cop who don't help his friend. Don't help the people when his friend is doing something wrong. He don't stop him. And then he don't tell. How many attorneys we got that know that something is wrong? People could come on and say, well, it's an administrative this, but you don't stop it. You don't stop it. You don't throw your whole life in there at all costs, but you see other people getting hurt. But then you'll judge somebody else's stuff and say, well, I think you'll get laughed out of court. Well, a lot of people got laughed out of their babies coming back home. That's what happened. They walked out the court. I don't give a freak who laughed. I can't just work it out online, because when this is what y'all got to learn too. I don't give a freak about confrontation. When people do stupid freaking stuff, we as the people got to learn to stop and stand against what is right. What is wrong. We need to stand for what is right. I don't give a freak about being canceled. I don't give a freak who likes me or not. The truth is the truth. So if he don't come show that everything I said was wrong, he should not open his mouth and say some silly sovereign citizen stuff, knowing that that's what government officials have done, that he even says is wrong. He's like, they're not listening in court, but they'll laugh at you. Mother freaker, if they'll laugh at me and you just say they're doing wrong, don't you understand they're laughing because they're wrong? You don't have to be a doctor to understand that. You don't have to be smart to understand that. Mr. Clemens just said the judge aren't listening to us. So what are you doing about it? You're going to laugh at somebody else and say that's sovereign citizen stuff when I only talk about the state constitution and how these people are wrong that you say are wrong, but because I don't do it like you, which I don't know how much success you're having if you just accept that they're going to do wrong. Notice that's what Gail did on the first show today. She's like, we live in the real world and courts are not giving us what we want and everything is bad. I'm like, I don't know about your real world, but in my real world, 88 kids came back. In my real world, we got over 100 business who moved to the private. They're wide the freak open, laughing at the district attorneys. They act like they want to do something and drop a case, won't arrest nobody. And people telling me, well, in the real world, screw your real world. You work in their system. You do what they say. You live like them. You sell people out because you won't go 100% directly against what they're doing and be vocal about it and go hard. You're talking about what power they have when the Constitution says they have none. That's the problem. You're living in their psychology, trying to tell other people what they can't do because you're not tough enough to do it. That's the real truth. Hey, Dayek, it's not about a regrettable thing. I don't give a freak. I don't play. I don't play. So if you don't like it, you can get off the page, but I'm going to speak what I say because I'm not going to sit here and let the people be weak, pathetic, crybaby clowns. I'm going to tell people the powers that their forefathers and God gave them. That's what the freak I'm going to do. I'm going to tell the people that they have strength and power and all might and show you exactly where it is. Have I not showed y'all in the Constitution where it says you have all political power? I ain't say Dave was a dang thing. I don't lift myself up like I'm something great. I lift God up like he's something great. I lift your forefathers up because they trusted God. Like Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. So when I see your forefathers wrote stuff that Christ wanted them to write, I'm going to tell y'all. And that's why we got all these powerful, strong people standing up, knowing what the truth is. Y'all not guessing. Y'all going state to state, learning the truth. And please share this. Y'all going state to state and learning the truth and standing like you never have before. And I know there is nobody in the nation who's going to come on no show with me ever and say that I'm lying about what I'm saying in the Constitution. And y'all know it's the truth. Y'all know it's the truth. It's not me. Y'all forefathers wrote it. I just read it and believed that it was there. And then I came and told y'all. And so when we get guys who say, oh, well, I just don't see how that can work. I don't give a freak what you see. There was a whole bunch of people in Israel who couldn't see that they could win the nation. They didn't think that they can get out of Egypt. And we see where there's two young men who get to go in the promised land because everybody else were cowards. So don't tell me what you think when I'm living in the real world with people winning, right? And it's not just me. Dave go, man, I don't give a darn about this Clemens dude. He could come get it if he wants it, because he says some disrespectful junk and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I don't even call him Dr. Clemens, the Clemens guy. If he wants to freaking come talk, he could talk any day of the week. And I'm not going on his freaking show. He says some stupid junk publicly. And now I'm going to rake him through the coals publicly with what he's not going to do. And if he wants to come on with me and talk stupid and say some dumb junk, he'll get embarrassed, because I'll open up the truth and show him face to face that he don't know as much as he think he knows. So that's the thing. Yes, Caleb and Joshua. So the thing is, guys, I don't stand for that foolishness where people are playing games and hating and all that stupid junk. I've let Gail get away with this junk for quite some time. And she keeps going, and that's been her whole goal. Like I said, the one gentleman from Florida, he got on the phone with me, right? And he's like, hey, Dave, I wanted to talk to you. So we hooked up on Telegram. And I'm like, what's up, bro? Like, how you living? He's like, good, man. I just want to tell you, I was on the phone with two ladies, Gail and another lady, and they were trying to force me to talk bad about your process, and I wouldn't do it. She got him on the phone call to talk bad about me, because she needs to find something to outdo what I've done. So what ended up happening is he said, David, well, you know, I've been studying your stuff for the last month and a half before and using it before I even talked to Gail. So the guy realized everything I was teaching. She brings him on to hate on me. Love you too, Kenny. Brings him on to hate on me. And the dude tells, oh, I've been studying Dave's stuff for a month and a half. Right? So it ain't my stuff. It's God. I wouldn't be here teaching it if it wasn't for Josh Barnett bringing me into the political world and dealing with this stuff. But the funny thing is that these people talking silly stuff and talking about what sovereign citizen stuff, right? And the sad thing is Gail is acting like she's all in the midst of what's happening down in the audit, but she's banned from going to the Coliseum. She can't even go. She can't even go. And I never blew her out and told this lady can't even go. I'm like, that's her business. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm calm, Linda. But the thing is, and we don't need everybody, Linda. I'm sorry. There's some people who attack and try to do stuff to hurt people purposely. There's people who don't fight the way that I do, and I will never disrespect them, ever, because they're fighters. But there's some people who sitting back acting like they know stuff and they don't. Acting like they're part of stuff that they're not. She's like, yeah, well, I was sending emails and stuff. Yeah, y'all done sent emails for years and the legislature ignore them. Let's be real. I fought in the CPS fight. I saw people with Dave Farnsworth trying to write out legislation, and I saw the bar members in the legislature kill every single piece of legislation, table everything. Josh Barnett is a witness. He was there too. I seen it. I seen remonstrances go out by John Gentry. I did a remonstrance in 2019. I saw the bar members try to hide it and ignore it, and I realized the remonstrance and these other things, just like Daniel Richard came out and so powerfully said today, and in such a real way, they ignored everything. I knew what they ignored. So I've had enough experience to suffer and fight, and then turn around and find new techniques to use to destroy. And I realized they never get anything in their own name that's an affidavit that can get them put in prison. Yeah, look at Josh. He said everything shot down by the legislature. He witnessed it. And Josh can tell you, there's a senator who used to work in Arizona, who let me teach him and his people and his attorneys what the law is. But Mr. Clemens will say they'll laugh at you. I'm going to tell y'all like this. There's government officials around the country right now who message me, call me, or connect with me to teach them the law right now. And I'd shut up about it because I'm not going to mess up the integrity of the relationship I have with them. And I'll tell y'all, there's government officials right now who have meetings with me who will not let their attorneys come. I'm just telling y'all the truth. I'm not going to name no names. I'm not going to say nothing too far. But I'm letting y'all know that how is it that Josh Barnett does a notice to the governor telling him he's going to be open? And when people say you can't be open, he opened up and he was in the private taking videos, lifting weights in front, tagging the governor who hates Josh. And his entity is open. Then Josh decides he wants to save the nation. Literally, I didn't sleep for 2.5 months messing around with Josh. Josh is like, Dave, I want to save everybody. I'm like, what? I want to save the whole nation. This dude got big dreams. He got big dreams. Dude told me I'm going to save everybody. You know what this dude was doing? Josh was running for his election, right? He would take time out of the election stuff and freaking call businesses and say, hey, I know y'all going through a hard time. I want you to meet this dude, Dave Jose, and talk to him because there's some good stuff that he knows and he can help you. And freaking people start calling me out out of nowhere. Josh is setting me up in group chat after group chat after group chat after group chat. I couldn't keep up with him. Josh will tell you. Josh saved so many freaking businesses, y'all. And there was people who told us they were losing millions of dollars and they were going to fold. And Josh saved them. Josh saved them. I'm telling y'all the freaking truth. I'm telling y'all what I know. I'm telling y'all that Adele, who was another guy that Josh connected me with, who let me speak about affidavits when nobody else would. Adele actually was at a meeting, and Josh was there, where we met with Kelly Ward and Paul Gosar, the federal congressman, to tell them how to set up the affidavits to crush this job. And Josh is here right now. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Josh could tell you. We were in the meeting when nobody else was doing the stop the whole situation stuff in a way that had a technique. On Scottsdale Studio, there was a video at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. You can see where somebody asked Karen Fan, hey, Karen Fan, you got a whole bunch of emails, right? I would say that's evidence. All these emails, people saying stuff is wrong. You know what Karen Fan said? She said, well, actually, I got a whole stack of affidavits. That's evidence. So she corrected them and said, oh, no, the emails ain't evidence. But I got affidavits sworn under the penalty of perjury done right. That's evidence sitting on my desk. So the thing is, she knew exactly what was evidence, and she knew exactly what was not. Now, in the meantime, I was just meeting Gail a little bit later. Gail would call me because she talks to Sonny Borelli, the senator, on the phone all the time. You can verify this because her and Stacey Burke copied a freaking phone call. This shows you how much of how disloyal they are. They get Sonny Borelli on the phone call who's trying to help him, record him, and then leak it to the press. Weak sauce. I got government officials I talk to. When we have confidence, we got confidence. When you're trying to build up a government official who's trying to listen to you, you don't throw them up under the bus by leaking junk to the press when you know the deep state wants to kill them for fighting for the people. Why the freak would you do that? Sonny Borelli's been fighting since the freaking beginning. And you go blast his phone call? Disrespect. Disrespect. Straight up disrespect. It's so funny, y'all. Yeah, Stacey Burke attacked Jovan Pulitzer. She attacked Sidney Powell. These people play games at times because they need attention. And they don't have content to win. Josh can tell you, the Patriot Party, Marco and Steve told Stacey Burke to get in touch with me to learn how to get her affidavits and her stuff admitted into the Supreme Court. I stayed up until 5:30 in the morning on the phone with this young lady from the day before, helping her put it all together. She had security from Sidney Powell in her house. And those are the affidavits that went into the Supreme Court and went directly into Trump's presence. Now, it's kind of crazy because through Josh Barnett, I keep getting hooked up with all these people, right? But if you look, this is how easy I can prove that I helped the lady with the affidavit. It's sitting in the Supreme Court. Everybody go look at Stacey Burke's affidavit and see if it don't start exactly like mine does and end exactly like mine does. Exactly, word for word. If I'm lying, I'm dying, right? But tell me, why is it that all the attorneys had a hard time getting evidence admitted into the courts? And why is it that Josh Barnett and I worked with people and we can see evidence of stuff that did not happen anywhere else happening here? Now, there are other people who kick butt, like Adele, who got stuff moving, like Congressman Gosar and Tom and his assistant and or chief of staff, I think it is. Like Kelly Ward, who freaking was on fire. Kelly Ward was on it, right? Christina Bob was opening doors for us to have access to the government officials we needed to. So Josh Barnett, every single meeting that I ever went into that was government related, it was because of Josh Barnett. Every single one. Sophia Zori recorded me talking about the affidavits 2 days and 3 days after the selection. I'm already telling people how to do it. Yeah, her paperwork was well written, Sean K. But like I said, y'all can go look at the affidavit. Man, Kelly Ward is a freaking, I love Kelly Ward. I literally love Kelly Ward. She is a shero to me. I love her. She's a fighter. She got gangster in her, right? But I'm telling y'all, see, there's a certain amount of loyalty that you have to see this stuff through and actually win, right? And it's nuts because some of these people have seen me in the middle of the war with people doing stuff behind the scenes, and I don't go tell everybody. I just sit back and I'm like, okay. Then people start hating. Nothing you do works, Dave. Really? Okay. So what is allowing you to make that judgment? Like the doctor guy, if he makes judgments like that in his own profession without ever doing any research or finding out, I would feel bad for him. But the funny thing is this, I'll tell y'all, Mr. Clements, he would never, ever, ever attack what I say with the Constitution. He can say it sounds like sovereign citizen stuff. I don't give a freak how something sounds to you, right? Because if your state constitution sounds like sovereign citizen stuff, then you've been educated wrong and you're part of the problem. You won't get massive success. Roger Jones said, Georgia gave you credit. Well, you know, Georgia and I got to do some stuff together because of Josh Barnett and Bahizzi, right? I didn't set that up. Josh Barnett set it up because Josh Barnett like started up. Josh Barnett don't play with politicians. He'll go after anybody doing wrong, right? So we're working with New Hampshire. We're working with Georgia. We're working with Virginia. We're working with all these other places. And it's funny because, and that's the thing, like I would like to see where Mr. Clements got a businesses open, multiple. Well, and that's the thing. I don't know if she stole Mr. What's name's money, Mr. Lindell, but she gets paid by the guy, and she has nothing to do to make herself seem relevant. So, let me tell you what happened. So Gail, when she first met me, she would call me. I remember I was on my way to the hot rod shop. I was trying to get some hot rod parts so I could build on my turbo car, which I was doing tonight until I got interrupted with this bull. And she's like, Dave, Sonny won't listen to me. I keep trying to tell him that we don't have the power, that we have the power to do this or that. And he's not hearing me. So I need some constitutional stuff to be able to stand up and fight. I'm like, Article 7, Section 7, Article 2, Section 21, free and fair elections. And then she's like, another thing that we're going to do is we want to get mass, mandates and stuff removed. So what can I use for that? I said, first of all, you go to Miranda versus Arizona. It tells you that they cannot write a law to abridge our rights, period. They can't even make a rule. Then I showed her in the state constitution, Article 2, Section 3, how they have to protect the people's liberties, but they can only restrict themselves. So she went and took that to Sonny, and she is like, ooh, I schooled him. He listened to me. And see, she let it out one time that what I said worked. So then after that, she's like, well, Dave, I don't know if it was your stuff. I think it's my stuff. I said, really? And then she asked me for a notice. I gave her a notice, right? So then she's like, David, I don't see where your notice or affidavit has any teeth in it. So I started laughing. I said, really? She said, yeah, I mean, I see what you're doing, but I don't really think this could really work. I'm like, so why are we on the phone, Gail? If you think that it doesn't work, then why are you calling me? And that's exactly what I said. Why are you calling me? Well, no. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I said, listen. I don't play with the devil's lawyers. I go against them every day. That's what I do. I don't play devil's advocate. I can't be an advocate for the devil. I don't go trying to hate on what is obviously true. I don't look in the Constitution and say, well, maybe they won't listen to it. I'm like, no, I'm going to teach everybody. And that when everybody knows, they're going to listen to it, or their career is over. They might go to prison for life. I understand what needs to be done. And so she's like, Dave, I don't believe in what you say. I don't know if it could really work. So then we got people who put out affidavits, and the governor starts backpedaling, sprouts decides in Arizona and Texas that they're not going to be doing these mandates no more. People wrote our people back and said they'll accommodate us. And she said, no. That definitely was not Dave. I don't care if you say it was not me or not. I don't give a freak. But it was definitely Sophia and her people in her class, because they did it. And then it's funny because Neil Johnson, a powerhouse, y'all know who Neil Johnson is. Neil Johnson says, Dave, let's get together and do an affidavit or a notice. I'm like, cool, bro. He's like, would you get on with all my people? I'm like, heck yeah, bro. You tell me what to do and I serve y'all. We jump on a call, Zoom or something like that. And everybody's talking and we're looking at the law and they're like, holy moly, that's in our law. I said, heck yeah, y'all got some fire in there. So these ladies, Tracy S. and Roddy Mom, and I think the other gentleman's name is Steve, they started putting the dang document together. Knocked the snot out of the legislature with an affidavit and some legislation. The government started responding right away. They were like, oh, we already got legislation that says everything you guys want. And then 2 weeks, the mask mandate gone. Mask mandate gone. Now, how is it that it's just by happenstance that in every state that we go do notices to the government and we open up private associations, they stop picking with the businesses that turn private? They don't arrest them like they arrest other people. They're open. How is it that it happens in every single state? But there's more. How is it that there's kids all across the country that come back and they come on my page and say, hey, David helped me get my kid back. David Straight and David together helped me get my kid back. Right? I had to suffer to learn this, y'all. I asked God to just let me have my little guys back so I could just go to the trout farm. I wanted to hang with my little guys and have fun. I wanted to see my little kids play in the dirt. But now I realize if God would have gave me what I wanted, they would have stole the whole nation, took all our kids, gave them SHOTS, and dogged everybody out anyway. I had to learn. And I'm 100% fine with not having my victory yet because everybody else gets to get their victory. God loves y'all. Y'all are some bad mama jammas. Y'all standing up like crazy. So it's okay if I got to suffer. Now look at this. Here's somebody in the chats. Somebody get a screenshot of that for me because I missed it the last time. Here's Constitution Vet. He said, I got my nephew back because of Dave. Now watch this. Constitution Vet hasn't known me very long or followed me very long. Let's get some testimony from the crowd, y'all. Watch. Constitution Vet, can you please let us know how long ago you heard of me and how long ago it was that you got your nephew back? 88 kids back means I showed people the law and how to do what was necessary. A ton of them put affidavits in, and the CPS courts who didn't used to give kids back gave their kids back. Constitution vet, can you tell them how long you've dealt with me or know me? Because this is somebody who came new with Nick Mesiter and those guys. So this ain't something where I'm saying something where I'm just making stuff up out of thin air. People that y'all have known longer than me got their kids back. As soon as you started, sir, I was subscribed at 50 subs. 2 months was all CPS had with my nephew. Y'all see that? 2 months. People go years not seeing their kids or never seeing them again till they're 18. And his nephew is back. So people can talk all that junk, y'all, about I can't see it happen. I don't give a freak what you see, right? I don't care about what you see because you're not in the middle of everybody's situation. About 2 months, as soon as my nephew was taken, my wife found you. And she brought the hammer down. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? So this is the thing, y'all. It's like people will hate on you in the middle of the time where you're giving everything. You know, the lady Gail, she would call me and ask me to teach her law stuff for an hour at a time. And I would be on the way to try to get my turbo car parts, right? And be teaching her. I'll go through the store and can't talk to the people in the store because I'm trying to help Gail learn how to deal with how to talk to Sonny about what the law is and her rights are. And the thing is she'll attack me because she can't understand everything that I know. Notice in the first call today, Gail is like writing down, hey, Dave, so I want to know, forget all the talk. It's good if we talk about history. Wait, so the man, Daniel, who's talking about history, who's one of the smartest men in the nation, who I love and would love to study up under him and learn more information from that powerhouse. She don't want to hear history because she wants to talk about, okay, well, let's know action. I'm a person of action. Really, you're a person of action. So what action do you do that helps bring a result? You'll talk about email, but I know people who gave emails for years. I know a lot of people who are in businesses who gave emails to try to stay open. They didn't stay open. I would like to understand. Yes, I had to suffer, y'all. I had to suffer to learn this stuff. And I was the first one. So they were attacking me like they did Mr. Richard. They ignored all his stuff. Yeah, Borelli is legit. He's a bad mamma jamma. I like him, you know. But the thing is, she wants me to give her access to everything I have so she can present it to Mike Lindell, so she can say it's her idea. She literally took one of my notices, y'all. And I'm going to just say this. Somebody in the comments was in the dang conversation. I don't want to bring that person into the situation because I can handle my stuff. But she literally was in the conversation saying, oh, Dave, I need you to tell me everything you're doing and why. And I need to see it. And if you don't do it, then I'm going to force you to do it in front of everybody. And I said, what the freak do I look like? You don't force me to do stuff. I said, the courts don't have jurisdiction. I got you. All right, y'all, we back on. What's up? What's up, everybody? Can everybody hear me? Everybody share this. This is fun. Can y'all see me? Can y'all see Josh? Josh, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
You're not showing up though on the
Screen
YouTube
yet?
Yeah.
Oh no, they're saying yes. It's a 10-second delay usually.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Can everybody see me and Josh?
I got you now.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrotty, somebody said.
So what did I miss?
Oh, bro. I think somebody named Gail Golec or something is trying to hate her or something, dude. It was kind of crazy.
Well, you know what? Everybody has their way of fighting. Different, like we always talk about. Everybody has different ways of fighting the battles, right? And
so she fight like a hater.
Well, yeah, but the thing is though is that we always said we're not gonna hate on anybody who's fighting. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna hate on people who are fighting. We might not like what they do all the time or believe in what they're doing all the time, but if they're trying to put some work in, we're not gonna hate on. They're on our team. You know, they're on our team, and that's one thing I know. We've always said, hey, and you said it many times before, and probably tonight. There's something people do. They do it a different way. That's their way of doing things. Every little bit helps. Every little bit. Everybody has their following. Everything brings awareness and attention to the issue. But for somebody to say that the affidavits don't work at this point, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
Well, can I ask you a question, Josh? Have you ever witnessed anybody in the world, like let's say in the CPS world, who had kids taken unlawfully? Have you ever seen anybody say that I've helped them get their kids back?
Oh yeah, I've seen. Dude, you send me the text messages. I've seen. So
it's been like a ton of them, right? Like lose count number.
I have no idea. I know it's a lot. I know the number you always hit like over 80 something. So I know that. I also know that I personally know for a fact that the affidavits are used to move people to the private, and we have 112 gyms that are open around the country. You don't believe me? Ask John Franco, California. Ask Tommy Trilivis in New Jersey. Those are two that stand out the most to me because I'm friends with Tommy and John. And Mountside Fitness. You know why Mountside quit getting messed with is because they got moved into the private. They were getting sued all day long, by Ducey. Spent probably hundreds of thousands of dollars in attorney fees. And they went to the private.
Wait. So Josh, is it possible that attorneys were working with Mountainside and they didn't get them out of all this stuff at all?
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me at all. I don't trust attorneys.
Did you see a situation where it seemed like they spent a lot of money and went to court a whole lot or dealt with a whole bunch of stuff and news?
I say that if you're an attorney and we walk in at first, we met with the CEO. I won't say names. Well, we met the CEO in my office right here for 3 hours. Remember, we told him everything, and he was like, "Oh my goodness, I got to get a hold of the owner."
Yep.
So 2 days later, I think maybe the next day or 2 days later, we met the owner at
Scottsdale. I think it was somewhere far over there,
somewhere in Old Town. At their headquarters,
the rich side of town.
Yeah. We don't throw that up there.
Okay. What's up?
Yeah, we have so we met with the president of the company, right? I forget his name offhand, anyways. And then of course the owner. So the owner comes in and David's like, "Hey, you probably spent a lot of money on attorneys," and he was like, "Yeah, and he's like, have you seen ARS 26317? He's like, "Yeah, I've heard of that. That's the statute." I said, "Yeah." He goes, what's it say? And he kind of said, "Well, we can get trouble. They can get you, they can fine you, they can cite you, they can do all this stuff to you because you're being a bad boy, trying to run a business." And then you go, "Well, did you see the second part of that?" And I remember the dude. I remember his face turning so bright red. He was so pissed. He was so mad because you handed him that little card. Remember, David walks around with business cards that have that statute written on them. David handed him that card. He said, "Read it," and he made him read it. David, he wants you to read it so you learn, right? So he reads the first part, and he's like, "Okay, that's the part I knew. Okay, now read the second part." And he was getting redder as he's reading. and he
He
was
was
like,
cherry red.
yeah, bro, he was like Metroflex red. You know what I mean? The red walls. He was mad, and rightfully so. He should be mad because he spent a lot of money on attorneys that didn't sell him this. And the second part of the ARS 26317 is you can opt out of an emergency order if you want to, if you're in the private. Basically, is what it says. And when he saw that, oh my goodness, he was mad. He should have asked for a full refund.
Yep. Now here's what's funny. So they had like a ton of entities. I think we opened it over the weekend, and they were ready to go. They're open now, and nobody's putting them on.
18 facilities Dave got open. I think we broke it down like 3 groups because we had to group them.
Yeah,
we have to group those or something like that.
3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think like 4. So David had them all open. They had it ready. So it took a little while because they had to educate their people what was going on. They had to get everybody back to work. So it took a little while, but they put the note on the door. Remember, we drove by. Remember, I drove by.
Oh, yeah. In the West Valley.
Yeah. I was like, hey, I'm right by one right now visiting a friend. I'm going to swing by, see if they got the notice up. I walk by, take a picture of the notice, send it to David. Everybody's in there working out, doing their thing, Yep. But the main thing with that was it wasn't even about a mask thing or anything like that. With them, it's a little different situation. But the fact they weren't getting cited and fined and attacked anymore by the governor, that was the one that showed me, oh, okay, these work. These work. And we have, I mean, guys, we could give you example. I could give you 100 examples right now, but it's.
Hey, wait, wasn't there a couple of attorneys, Josh, that remember that one guy, Markinator, who's like, oh, your stuff seems stupid. It seems like sovereign citizen ignorance. Remember? And he's like, oh, that won't work. Opening up entities that actually, let me ask you another question. Do you remember when you took the documents that I gave you for the notices and what was going on and you showed them to the legislative body members?
Yeah.
What happened there? Can you tell them that story?
Well,
because Mr. Clements, the guy who was on the show, was like, they'll get laughed at by the government. They'll laugh you out of court. Well, was it really funny when you showed it to them?
I'll tell you what. Listen, guys. Here's how powerful the affidavits are. What we did, moving things into the private. I openly, and I purposely did this, and I told David, hey, I'm gonna tag the governor. I'm gonna tag everybody every day on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and me working out without a mask. Everybody in my gym working out without a mask if they choose to. You know what I mean? I think I
even the dogs hang out with no mask.
Yeah, but I purposely though I went over the top with it. I wasn't trying to rub it in. I was just proving a point that we are the ones following the law and the Constitution. They aren't, and we're showing them that this is our rights. This is our constitutional right to associate, and that's what we're going to do. And there's nothing you can do to stop that. When you're as a private association, and so I would purposely tag them and do all this stuff, and like I said, I wasn't trying to like rub it in. Well, maybe a little bit.
Dude, you never like get some of this, rub it in, get you a good.
That's like I keep saying. The governor owes me $30,000 for shutting me down for about 2.5 weeks before he figured it out. You know what I mean? So he owes me about $30,000. You can cut that check to me anytime. Put it in my campaign, Doug. But so I was pissed. I was mad. I was fuming, bro. I was to the point where I can't imagine being Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy had 2 facilities in New Jersey, both of them completely shut down for 4 months. Completely shut down. 0 income.
Now let me ask you this. You guys actually knew attorneys too before, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Has any attorney in the whole nation taught you how to get out of what they were doing to you, or Tommy, or any of those guys?
No, actually, the attorneys would they look at things differently. You know what I mean? They're trained differently, and they some of them started to catch on though. Some of them started to catch on, and I got to the point honestly with a lot of people. Hey, if you don't want to believe it, that's fine. It's up to you. You can stay closed. Good luck.
Yeah.
I'm not here. I got 100 other gyms that reached out to me that need help and want to help and want to listen. I'm not here to talk you into it or debate with you about it. Either you want the help or not, because the time I'm wasting talking to you, trying to talk you into it, I could have had 2 other gyms open right now.
Let me ask you this, Josh. Did you ever get any testimonials or any good word from anybody who got a gym or an entity opened up who were suffering or struggling in life? Did anybody ever give you any testimonies of good things that happened to them because they followed this route?
Well, you know what? I mean, like I said, outside myself, Tommy's my number one.
Wait, hold on. Let me say this too, though, so people know that you're neutral. You're friends with me and you're friends with Gail, right?
Yeah,
Y'all actually
I
deal
know
with each other,
Gail.
right?
Yeah, I know Gail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So y'all deal with each other. So this ain't no thing where you're trying to lie for me or whatever, because for any reason, you actually know and have firsthand knowledge of things that have happened in phone calls we've had with entities around the country, who were suffering, right? So did anybody ever give you any good testimonies?
Listen, there was people that were actually, honestly, they were borderline suicidal. Like I was concerned about a few of my people I know and I'm friends with. And when your whole life is taken from you, not that you didn't fail, like you screwed up and failed because you're an idiot and you did some bad business move and you failed. They literally had this shit just taken from you by some dictatorial governor who, I'm going to try to choose my words wisely right here because I'll start getting ghetto football locker room talk real fast. When I get mad, that's where it goes. And but when you had these people literally stripping your life from you, I'm not kidding you. One night, this is me personally. One night, I came home. Out, I don't know what we were doing. We were out doing something, fighting, as usual. I came home, and my son was actually I was at the gym. I just stayed there trying to get work done, and I came home, and my son was still up, and it was like 11 o'clock at night or so, and he was late, right? He was like 5 years old at the time, and he was like, you know what, Dad, when are we gonna get the gym open? And I said, I can't open the gym right now. Huh? Live. I said, I can't go to the gym right now. I can't open it right now. This before we figured it out. You know what I mean? And I was going down. We were doing vigils. We were going down. We were praying together. Everybody, all my people here, Steve and Shelby and We the People, and Kelly Townsend was down there with us numerous times. And we would pray. And I literally like, Josh, you want to talk? And I, me, I'm kind of act like I don't know. I'm pretty mentally tough, I think. But man, I tell you, I broke down, man, really in front of everybody. I was so mad and enraged. And then to hear my son say, Dad, when are we going to get, Dad, do you have any money? You ain't working, Dad. And I was like, I was fuming. Literally that next day is when you called me and said, hey, I think I got something. And I was like, oh yeah, what's that? Then you told me. And I was like, let's do it. And there's nothing better feeling than to stick it to some prick that shut you down and stole your life. Governor Ducey stole my life. And there's some people that he stole lives from that aren't open and will never open again. He ruined their whole life while he's up damn ice cream. You know
let me ask you this, Josh.
Up for the guy, and I don't care what anybody says about it. He's a Republican. I don't give a damn. The guy ruined people's lives, period. And that's a fact. And I know it because he almost ruined mine. And I spent 10 years opening, getting this facility open, 10 years of my life doing this. And to have this guy come and say, you can't be open, but Walmart can be open or Home Depot, you're out of your damn mind, Doug. I'm sorry, man. This guy's a disgrace. He should never hold office ever again in this state. And that's just how it should be, period.
Let me ask you this, Josh. So when you actually saw that the same statute that they were using to give people tickets said that they're not supposed to be affecting the private, that they can't do it, how did that make you feel when the remedy to the law was actually in the statute and nobody tells you? Like, what does that feel like?
It's super frustrating at first. I was mad. I got mad. I think I got more mad. I was happy at the same time, but I was mad and somewhat mad at myself, for not learning this stuff earlier. Right. So, and that's why you guys always hear us saying, we got to educate the masses. I always say that we have to educate the masses on their rights and what they can do, and the more we do that, the more people understand this can't happen again. This is not going to happen again, period. I don't care what Joe Biden says with thinking we can have a July 4th or not. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what any of them say, because our rights are our rights, and they're declared in Article 2 here in Arizona, and I think Article 2 in every state, basically, that your rights are declared in there on top of your rights in the U.S. Constitution. And when you learn this and know it, you have a confidence in yourself because nobody's going to mess with you.
Let me ask you this one, Josh. So I'm not asking for exact details or nothing we're doing now, but you have seen me in a lot of meetings with a lot of government officials and attorneys, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you ever seen any one of them laugh at me ever?
No, what I see is I remember the one legislator said, I don't even want to go back to work tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Did he have tears in his eyes?
Man, he felt like he felt lied to. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He felt lied to. He felt kind of betrayed, I think, by maybe the people around him or his attorneys, mm-hmm. About what legislators do and what they should be doing and what they are allowed to do. And he was taken back.
He didn't call me a sovereign citizen, did he?
No,
never.
Hey,
so none of the
Constitution is not being a sovereign citizen. You know what I mean? Like, mm-hmm. it's you know that's like it's like the CIA, you know, conspiracy, calling everybody conspiracy to throw you off track and make you look crazy.
Go-to.
Yeah. Oh, you're conspiracists. Shut up.
Let me ask you this. So we've also challenged any attorney that would fight any judge, anybody, right? Have you ever seen one attorney come and just use the law and destroy anything I'm saying?
You know me, I've been begging. I told you, remember, I was like, you know, we did have a conversation with a great attorney, with an amazing attorney. You all know who he is. I'm going to say his name, but this guy is very, very, very good. Constitutional lawyer. He goes, yeah, I used some of that in my case. I used some of that, but I like that. I didn't use that. I like that. You know what I mean? And there were some things when you like David, when David learned, he learned this from a whole different perspective. You know what I mean? And then what an attorney would learn, and they don't learn the Constitution. Even these constitutional lawyers, David has a different perspective and viewpoint of how to look at things, and it's different, you know. And you can clearly see with him, with how he responded to you, he can clearly see that. Hey, what's up? Say what's up. It's David.
David, what's up?
What's up, big guy? How you living?
What's up, man? Good to see you.
We're on live, so don't say anything bad.
Oh, out there, brother. Killing it. You know Deucey sucks, right?
Yeah, he's a whack buster.
That's right.
But no, where was it? Oh yeah, so the attorney, but listen, these affidavits have now, and the first thing, Candace Taylor, right? Candace, send us to your good friend. Remember I kept telling her like 2 or 3.
Oh yeah.
Candace, don't forget, send us to your good friend. I want to hear what he thinks, because he's one of the best lawyers in the world.
I forgot about that.
So she screenshot the email back to us. Mm-hmm. And I was like, holy smoke. You know what he said? He said, this is exactly what you should be doing. Mm-hmm. You're a hero. And he's talking to her. You're a hero. God bless. I'll see you soon. But he read through the affidavit and said, this is exactly what you need to be doing right now to get a forensic audit in Georgia, to help force the issue. Guys, we've always said this isn't the end all be all. This is the only thing that works. This is the only thing that happened that works. But like I've been saying, what's the common denominator here? You know what I mean? So we sent out notice, we sent out affidavits, Sophia does it, people in Minnesota do it, everything else. All of a sudden, within a few weeks, stuff just happens. So either it's very coincidental, but here's what we're going to prove, y'all. Georgia and Michigan. We're going to put the proof in the pudding, Georgia and Michigan. Just watch. So you're going to say, oh, Maricopa, you guys didn't do that. I called all these legislators and talked to them because I'm so amazing, and I called everybody and I made them do it and I talked them all into it. No. We're going to show you with Georgia and Michigan and probably other states, but those in particular, because the Michigan lawyer is working with us on it. And this guy's amazing. He's great. And I'm telling you, you're going to see the power of an affidavit from the people. When the people take back their constitutional rights in Michigan, just watch what happens. Watch what happens in Georgia. Vernon Jones, I'm glad to see you come out, but you're a week late. You're about a week late, you know, but join the fight. Listen, I told him, join the fight, man. You know what I mean? Because the more the merrier, you know, because this ain't about Vernon Jones or Candace Taylor right now. This is about the state of Georgia. This is about correcting the wrong. You know what I mean?
The people, yeah. And that's the thing.
This ain't about you.
That's why I love you. I love Candace Taylor. I love Kelly Ward, because I've heard you guys say when nobody else around, Man, this is for the people. Like, I don't care what happens, I'm gonna take care of the people. I've seen you do stuff selflessly, put your business to the side to help all the other gyms. Like, you were at a time where more people were trying to come to you than ever in history. You could have made as much money as you wanted to make, just like Tommy.
I should have bought a bunch of those gyms and just reopened them in the private.
Hey, Tommy did like 40K in like 5 days, right?
Bro, he did 100K in 1 month.
Yeah, he's like, man, I'm getting more signups than ever. And the thing is that when you know people or you meet people and you hear how their heart is, and you realize they're like real people. Like, I got to see you with your wife. I got to see you with your son. And I get to see y'all do the family thing together. And I'm like, man, this is so nice. God lets me live through my friends. You know, like having that fight and not having my little guys with me and having to learn and then having to fight the fight. And then you do like you did earlier today. You send me a video of your daughter doing some amazing ballet, modern dance type stuff. That to me moved my heart, because I'm like, I don't get to have my little guys with me until I finish my fight, which I'm very close, but I don't get to have it. But I got to help a ton of other people get kids back. And every time they send me a picture, I'm all happy and like, yes, you know, and I'm excited, right? When people bring their little guys over and they come hang, I get excited and I'm happy because I understand that it's about the people. I could have sold out and said, you know what? I'm going to do whatever they say and kiss their butt, and maybe they'll give me my little guys back and I won't fight, knowing that they're trying to destroy the nation. That's not what I did. I said, I don't give a freak. I'm not playing this game. You're doing all these people like this. We're going to tear the whole thing down and everybody getting their kids back. And that's what I live my life to do. So when it comes to the businesses, I see you guys have been the same way. You stopped everything you were doing and start calling people across the country every single day, you know? So that's one thing that I've seen in you. I've seen in Kelly Ward. I've seen in Adele. Adele gets out there, set up all those meetings or whatever. What are like over 40 days straight? Bro, every single day they were out there.
Honestly, it was probably like 2.5 months in a row he was doing.
Yes, it was crazy. I lost count.
Adele's a mover, you know what I mean? Adele's a shaker, man. He's not going to sit back and wait on things to happen.
Yep. And see, that's the thing that's crazy to me, is that when you start seeing like, and here's another thing. When I got to talk to some of the people who you kept their life running by being the first guy to say, I'll look at the law, I'll learn, and I'll put myself out there and I'll do notices. You literally were the first one to say, I'm going to send notices to the governor and tell him exactly what I'm doing. Most people, when they do something and they don't know for sure, they just don't do it or they hide. You sent notices to the governor like, hey, look at me. This is what I'm doing. You ain't going to do nothing about it.
I'm not going to lie. I was waiting on the cops to come any day to my door. You know, and what I was planning on doing is shaming the hell out of them when they showed up. But you know what? I had the cops did come like 25 of them to sign up. They came to come work out because you know what? They know it was ridiculous too. They wanted no part in it. They knew it was unconstitutional. You know what I mean? And these people are like, I just want to work out. Damn, working out is supposed to help you stay healthy. The hell would I not work out for? You know, I mean, everything the governor did, he did 100% wrong, ass backwards, period. Yeah. Ron DeSantis did it right. You know what I mean? Ron, you know, I can see, like I told you at the very beginning, we didn't know much, and we're like, you know, we're not sure what to do. Maybe we should do this. You know,
Angela Tainez, I got to say that, girl, that's some fire right there. Hey, in Jesus' name, amen.
Hey, you remember what I told you after this audit? What I tell you we're going to do after this audit?
Oh,
that whole system's going down.
Yeah, Josh got his targets on a lot of people, and I feel bad for them because when Josh gets himself going, he don't stop, you know. And that's the thing. Like, if you look at his arms, if you look at the way that Josh trains and the way they train people and produce people who literally, I say, Josh is like, he's amazing because he takes what's in your mind and gives you a picture of what you want to do. He asks you, okay, well, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to look like? Are you trying to gain strength? How? What's your goal? He goes into his memory bank, comes up with a solution and program to get you to do it, and then puts you through it and you see results. And he's taught me to do stuff. I'm like, man, this will help me. And he's like, yeah, this is the problem. Insulin, you need some carbs. You're lifting weights and you're not taking any carbs, Dave. You're not going to gain any weight that way. I'm like, but dude, if I eat carbs, it might spike my sugar, right? He's like, no. You got to do this, right? It's going to make you be more vascular, right? My veins just started popping like in 2 days. Then I've jumped from 219 where I could not move out. Josh, was I not sad when we got on the scale that day?
David's like, Josh, man, this bikini girl's out leg stretching me right now.
She told my behind up. I was like, man. But the funny thing is, I jumped from 219 to 234 now, just doing what Josh said. And that's not even killing myself.
It's all about food,
working
man.
out.
It's all about food.
Yep.
Timing of your food.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Josh, tell me, so when you see the lives of people changed, when you see that they've been attacked by different government officials and they're hurt, what do you think about, or how does it make you feel when you see them get to tell you, that they can still pay for their kids to eat or do this or that or whatever? What does it feel like to you?
I got into the gym world, when I was done playing college football. I was like, what am I going to do? I like working out. Well, I'll get into bodybuilding, right? And I got into the gym world, the fitness scene. And what I like doing is helping people look a certain way or lose 50, 60 pounds or 100 pounds and change their entire self-esteem and confidence, everything, right? You see it. It's unbelievable sometimes what it does for people internally and externally in their attitude. Their outlook on life is completely different. So, but it's actually even more compelling. That's why I'm obsessed with the political world now, because I hate it at the same time. But we can change people's lives for real. I said something earlier today to Taz, man. Taz, Bill.
Yeah.
And I told Bill, I go, you can lift weights and you can do that. You can bodybuild and all that, and that's fine. But what are you really doing when you go to your when you can go into your grave? What'd you really do? I lifted weights, and like, what else are you gonna do with yourself? Okay, I helped hundreds of people over the years. The last 29 years I've been in the gym, helping people get in shape and not die and get off insulin and have better, cholesterol and everything else, right? Or recover from injuries and surgeries. Compete as a professional, all that stuff. Athletes, everything. But the best thing that I've ever done in my life was help these businesses stay open. And probably the second, because it affected them directly, literally, you can't explain it to people until it happened to you. It's like one of those things. When you have your whole life stolen from you, I'm telling you, it's the most helpless, pissed off feeling you ever have in your life. Now that we got through that and we figured that out, then it was on to the audit, and then you see your country. Now I have my gym stolen from me for a little bit. Now they're trying to steal my damn country from me. Yeah. They're trying to steal my republic from me. And guess what, guys? That shit ain't happening either. It's not going to happen. And I'm telling you, and I've been saying it repeatedly for like the last 6 months, we are not going to stop. We are not letting this happen. Period.
Hey, Josh, I got to ask you about that too, though, because this will help the people to see the real truth. So did you ever give notice to anybody who was dealing with the audit? So like, did you ever give notice to any board of supervisors or any government officials at all, or affidavit?
I wrote notices. The first affidavit I wrote was the affidavit of treason at maladministration to Steve Chukri.
Okay. Now let me ask you this.
Notice the agent, notice the principals, notice the agent. So it covered all of them. I had all the names listed on it.
Did he laugh at you?
No, he didn't laugh.
Didn't laugh at all, huh? Let me ask you this. Every time you sent him a notice, did they have a special meeting?
Like the next day.
So every time you sent this guy something, they'll have a special emergency meeting, right?
It's because we were pointing out the wrong. We were pointing out the illegality, the unconstitutionalist problems. Everything they were doing was unconstitutional. It was illegal what they were doing. And when we sent a notice and pointed out, and all of a sudden, shit, we better correct this. We better do something. We better figure something out. Steve was the only one to vote yes.
Now here's what's funny. So so you sent him the notice directly, and out of everybody, he's the one who decided to vote against not having an audit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he said, so he pretty much followed your logic. Did he have any meetings with you or anything like that?
I ambushed him at a Facebook Live,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, I let him talk, and then I got kind of heated because I felt like I was like being lied to in a way, you know, or being deceived. So we had some words in between the breaks, and then we calmed down, and I told him, listen, it's simple as this: Article 7, Section 7, Article 2. You know, we went through Article Section 21, but only legal votes should count. The only way to know legal votes should count, because I asked him, I go, are you trying to tell me these machines, there's nothing fraudulent about them, nothing's happened in the country, not Antrim County, nowhere? They're perfectly legit, no problems with the ballots, zero issues. He's like, well, you know, there could be. Okay, well, if there could be, then you should have an audit, because it's a win-win. You have the audit, and it shows fraud, you're a hero, right?
So
As a Republican. If it doesn't show fraud, you're a hero for trying your damnedest to look and see if we have a fair and free election. It's all about integrity of the election.
Did he meet with you any times after that?
We met the next morning. I called Shelby and Steve, and we scheduled a meeting with Rudy Giuliani and Colonel Waldron before he flew back.
So he actually came to the meeting? Like,
yeah, Steve
wait, so
came back.
You sent him a notice, or I'm sorry, an affidavit, and he didn't laugh at you and call you a sovereign citizen?
No, I never heard that term from any of those people.
So he actually came to a meeting with you and met with Giuliani and others. And did you say the colonel?
Yeah.
So the guy who's actually part of the fight now, you actually got to meet with them. So okay. So people might say are you an attorney, Josh?
No, not at all.
So you're not an attorney, but you gave somebody an affidavit. And the next thing you know, y'all go back and forth or whatever. He's the only one to vote to have an audit. You have a meeting with him and a meeting with Giuliani and some other folks, and he didn't laugh at you or call you a sovereign citizen?
Nope, that term has never been used.
Okay, so he did listen to you, and he's the only one to vote, and you just happened to mistakenly send him an affidavit.
It's just another coincidence.
Okay, so then you sent affidavits to other people too, right?
Yeah, I sent them to everybody. You know, I sent them to Karen Fann, I sent them to Rusty Bauer, I sent them to everybody in the legislature, period. And
did anybody else laugh at you?
No, and I didn't know Karen at the time. You know what I mean? I knew who she was. But she may have heard my name somewhere, but like she don't know me. But we're good now.
So y'all actually good now. So she if somebody said your name, she might know who you are.
She would definitely know who I am. And she knows that you know, we've had many conversations, but she's seen.
Wait, y'all had many conversations before?
Yeah, well, she's seen it for what it is. You know what I mean? She's seen things for what they are now. Her eyes are open. You know, so
she didn't call you a sovereign citizen either?
No, she knew everything we were doing was straight out of the Constitution. We clearly showed her. You know what I mean? And I got her Zooms. You know, we've been on Zooms. You know, we've been on certain things.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about no Zooms or nothing. I never had anything to do with any of these people.
You know why? Because
what's these people's name again?
They're not taught. They're not taught this stuff. You know what I mean? And even the lawyers aren't taught what you know. And I know she was very interested to learn, and she, especially at that point in time, to learn specifically what was affecting Arizona at that time. And she saw I think things through a different lens, you know.
So have you ever seen any attorney in any government office laugh at anything I say? Because the guy, Mr. Clements, today, he was like, that sounds like sovereign citizen stuff to get you laughed out of court.
Hey, you know what? Listen, how many businesses has he kept open? How many kids has he had come back? What has he done to get a forensic audit? The guy's been shit but run his mouth on Gail's page. People like that, listen, and he was trying to be like, you know, trying to be nice about it, but really he was being a dick.
And I'm like, you know me, Josh, and I'm like, I want all the smoke. Let me on now.
I don't like people that try to discredit people when they've never done nothing. That's like, I saw somebody, there was an old baseball player that's on my page, played the major leagues, a couple no, he didn't make an all-star game, but he was 7-1 one year with like a 2.2 ERA, very legit season, right? He was a decent pitcher, pretty damn good. And this guy was talking trash to him, like, dude, you didn't even play in high school. Shut your mouth. This guy is a major league pitcher, one of the best in the world at that time, right? And here's this high school kid. So I treat him, he's like the high school kid, ain't never done anything, trying to talk down to you and condescendingly to you when you're the one that saved 110 plus businesses and 88 kids coming home.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if he knows who I am. And really, I don't care. I'm a nobody. It's no big deal. But if you're going to judge the fruit, the Bible says you shall know them by their fruit. So if he can't come on and say, David, what you say, you can't say what you say, or what you say is wrong. If he can't come and show where I said anything wrong, he might be helping. Who is this? He might be helping Amanda, and it's not about being fair. I didn't say what he said. Is sovereign citizen.
What is he doing? What is Dave Clements doing? Like specifically, what has he done? Has he gotten an audit anywhere?
Clement works in the bar courts. That's why he's not willing to listen. Is he an attorney?
Of course he is.
He is an attorney? If he is an attorney, like I said, I wanted to get on live with him today. I dare him to ever come on any show, anywhere, anytime. Like I said, I won't even practice.
See, that's the thing. That's what I mean. And listen, I'm mad about it because these people get on here and talk down condescendingly to people who are actually trying to do something to fight and have proof of it. We have proof that certain things have worked, right? In our favor.
Oh, he's an attorney. So he works in the private bar that they know went after Sidney Powell, General Flynn, and all them.
He's a law professor.
So he's a law professor. Awesome. How many people has he reported in the bar for doing things wrong that he said was wrong? I want to see some charges that he's wrote against other bar attorneys for lying and cheating and doing the people wrong. If he's an attorney and a professor and he knows that the government is doing wrong and he's saying it as if he has firsthand knowledge, then he should have a record of reporting them to the authorities.
That's what I mean.
Because he said they don't listen.
I was just saying that. What has he done? Like, you're on here bad mouthing people that are actually getting results, helping businesses, helping kids, trying to get forensic audits. What have you done? You know,
and look,
you shouldn't talk negative at all about anybody.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Josh Barnett said he wanted some smoke, right? So we decided we're gonna go after the bar attorneys for going after Sidney Powell, General Flynn, Matt DePerno, and Giuliani. Now let's see if Mr. Law Guy, who is a bar attorney, is going to go after the bar with us. Let's see if he wants all the smoke or if he likes his license. Because I'm telling you, if he comes after them like we're about to come after them, they'll take his license. So it's not, Dusty, it's not about proving myself. The Bible says prove all things. Hey, Rhonda, you say let's give somebody a break that's hating on me. It's not about somebody being perfect.
Yeah, listen, that's the problem. We're giving people breaks all the time.
Yes, and that's why the country is the way it is.
I say that we're too nice. Conservatives are too nice.
Yeah.
The problem is we give breaks to people and we don't stand up. We are standing up for what's right and just, period. And if somebody doesn't like it, I don't care. I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to hit the brakes. These people need to be held accountable all across the board. And if it's our own kind, it's our own kind. But right now, when you have somebody bad-mouthing other people that are actually trying to do something, when they've done nothing but teach their law class at a university, what has he done? Name one thing.
And see, here's the thing. You got people attacking General Flynn who wanted to audit for the people. Sidney Powell, who wanted to audit for the people. Giuliani, who wanted to audit for the people. Trump, who wanted to audit for the people. Everybody who says they want to audit, they attack. And we got people who are attorneys who love to keep their license.
Of course.
Everybody asked Mr. Clements this. Ask Mr. Clements if he has a state license. He want to talk that sovereign citizen stuff. Ask him what state signed off on his bar card. Or show it and let's see if it doesn't say the person who's the president of the association private entity called the bar signed off on his stuff. Let's just be real. These bar attorneys are a private club like Costco, and they're trying to rule over everything. And they got this little issue where they don't always want to completely tell everything that's wrong. And that's an issue. So he's a bad mama jamma. If he, look, I told him he can, look, if Mr. Clements really wanted that fire, he was on there right then. And he tried to say, I'm not trying to be shady towards Dave. I'm like, no, dude, you said what you said. Let me on right now and let's do it. Any real man would have said, bring him on. He didn't say bring David on live. Gail saw me and was like, let's hurry up and get off the show. We've been on too long. Nah, Gail. He said something you wanted him to say, and then you wouldn't even give me the opportunity to say something to him. But I guarantee you, he didn't want to debate me live. He had a chance right there. He didn't want to do it. I gotta go.
All you gotta do is ask him this: what have you done? What have you done to get a forensic audit in any state? What have you done to bring kids home for CPS that are wrongfully taken? What have you done to keep business open during the pandemic? What have you done to get rid of mask mandates? What have you done? Name one thing you've done. If you can't, I don't know who this guy is.
Guys, I'll prove to him that CPS is trafficking, and let's see if he'll give up his whole life and his whole bar card to go against them. That's how you know who really is about that freaking fire. I know that they'll kill him over this stuff with kids. He's out there in the public. If he tells the truth about what's really happening with the little guys, they'll get rid of his bar card and they may kill him. I guarantee you, I'll teach him the laws in front of y'all that they're using in courts in his own state. That's not even a law. It's not even passed. And I bet you he's not going to go out in front of everybody and say what the freak I'll say. I bet you. Let's see. He teaches the law. I bet you he's not out there telling people that Title 42 never passed. But he got on the video today and said, yeah, where some of these things, are administrative. It's administrative. I'm not giving him power, Anar. I'm dealing with real facts. And I'm definitely not going to stop. I'm a man of God before anything. And when I see wrong, I'm going to deal with it. And another thing that I'm going to do is, somebody said he doesn't dislike me. I don't know what he likes or what he doesn't like, but he didn't act like a man and say, come on and talk to me right now, Dave, so I can tell you how your stuff is sovereign citizen stuff. That's how, see, he's an attorney, right? And people believe that attorneys know the truth, even though we know attorneys are usually liars. So this guy has a chance to deal with some things and look at real facts. And Greg Summerall, I'm not mad. I'm just a real dude. I'm gonna tell it like it is. You don't see me huffing and puffing. Leo 71. I don't know if he talks highly of me. He can't very much when he says they'll laugh me out of court, and he has no research to tell. And if he's a trial attorney for anybody, not a big deal. I'll make the challenge and see if I'll show him in front of y'all the law. And I'll show them where they're trafficking kids. And I will dare him to step up and go hard at that. And we'll see what the freak is really up. Right?
And you know what? He may very well be a good trial attorney. He may very well maybe misconstrued his statements tonight. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. But my point is, if you're going to say certain things that he said tonight and you have nothing to back up anything you've done what have you done for the people?
Do the research. Yeah, at least do the research before you say something. I see. Gail has tried to do that to me. She's like, David, tell me what you think about somebody else's process. I said, I will never speak on somebody's process that I did not study and live on.
Guys, we don't do that. Everybody has their way. It's just like.
Oh, wait, Josh.
Yeah.
Leo 71 said he teaches business law. Okay, ask him how many businesses he opened up during COVID when everybody was falling apart. Ask him how many he kept from getting crushed by the state. Now, I have testimonies. I deal with businesses and move them into the private. So let's see how many he stuck his neck out on the line for and fixed. And what solutions he had for them with his knowledge as a business lawyer. And if he wants to get online and discuss it and challenge what I've done in real life, I'll bring on the testimonies of the real people and he can challenge what I say and what I do, and we'll see who really knows. And yes, it is Gail's fault, but he should not open his mouth and say stupid stuff like that when he has not studied what I do. I'm not going to go and say some dumb junk, not knowing what I'm talking about. That's ignorance. That's like me saying, hey, how do you do ballet? And then say, oh, you're stupid. You're not doing ballet, right? That's ignorant. And your stuff will get you laughed off the dance floor. I don't know what the freak is going on in ballet. I'm not qualified. So the thing is that you need to test before you start talking. So It is what it is. So if somebody,
That's what frustrates me. Is like I said, everybody in this movement has their thing. Like we were talking about, Adele, killed the rallies. You know what I mean? Got people hyped, got people praying. Liz was out banging doors and checking on dead voters. And I know Marissa Hamilton was helping her with numbers and stuff early on, and Eric Winnuck. And we were doing our thing our way with the affidavits and notices. But what was everybody else doing? What was everybody else doing at that time? And I'm not. And then people come in later in the game. That's fine. They're doing their part. But I'm not going to sit here and every time I talk to you, play devil's advocate with you every single time I talk to you. If you don't believe the process works, just don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like I don't believe in a third party. I don't think that's a smart thing to do.
Hold on.
But I don't listen. I don't hate on those guys. I'm friends with all of them. We have a different pathway again to the goal we want. And that is a free and fair republic. You know what I mean? And true freedom. And they have their way of wanting to go about it. We have ours, you know what I mean? And ours is taking our party back and putting conservatives in office, true ones. They want to start a whole new party. And I get the frustration, you know what I mean? I do. It's righteous anger, it really is. But we have different ways of going about it. But I'm cool with all of them, I got no beef with any of them. We just have different ways of doing it. And the same with Gail. Whatever Gail does is what Gail does. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hate on Gail. She does her thing, whatever she's doing, and that's what she does. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna second guess Gail and badmouth her. I'm not gonna play devil's advocate with her all the time and try to.
It makes no sense. You got too much fight to
I'm
go
not gonna
through.
throw her under the bus every chance I get. You know what I mean? I just say Gail does her thing. You know what I mean? Gail goes out and if she's making calls and doing whatever, if that's what she's doing, then that's what she's doing. All of it helps. You know what I'm saying? All of it helps get us to the end goal of a forensic audit, which we got. Now we're about halfway through. And now, like I said, though, our testing grounds to show people the truth of what these really do is Michigan and Georgia. And
those other places.
And those other 6 places. But let's just we're gonna let our work speak for itself, because sometimes that's the best way. You know what I mean? And everybody like in the bodybuilding world, there's 100 different ways to diet for a show, right? You can do low carb, high carb. You can cycle your carbs. You can do high fats, low protein. There's so many. Everybody has their way. Intermittent fasting, which I do when I sleep, so I don't believe in it. but everybody has their way. And every coach, I remember back in the day, we were all fighting, arguing, literally, like we do now in politics. We're fighting, arguing about which way's best. My way's better than your way. Really, the end result is all that mattered. You know what I mean? The end result's all that mattered. What you look like on the bodybuilding stage is all that mattered. And that's the same thing here. Is all that matters is we got the forensic audit. We need the results. Now we're going to prove our work in Georgia and Michigan and New Hampshire, Virginia, Minnesota, Pennsylvania. I'm forgetting some, but
no, we're not, man. Everything we do is a coincidence. When we do stuff in certain places and stuff happens, it's always, it's just another coincidence.
But
for the 300th time.
But you know what I'll say? I always say maybe it is a coincidence. Believe what you want. I don't care what you believe. Here's why. We got the forensic audit here, so I don't give a damn who thinks they're getting credit for it. We got what we wanted. Now all I want now is just the results to come out, and I lose sleep sometimes thinking about it. But you're right. Nothing is a coincidence. But these coincidences add up too much. You know what I mean? And and now that this is out, what we've been doing and what we've been doing in other states is outed, right? So let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Y'all should quit hating and hope that it works and help.
It's funny though, is because people want so bad to see something happen. They get silly and start talking junk. And now let me say something too about, people are saying, Dave, you shouldn't be publicly slamming Mr. Clements, whatever his name is.
Why not?
Now, let me explain. Because people are speaking of the Bible, and
I live in the real world where I come from. You don't hide away.
The Bible is my thing. So the Bible says, if your brother does something to you, you go to them one-on-one, right? One-on-one. If your brother does something, I don't know this guy. I don't think he's my brother, but if your brother does something, go to him one-on-one. But then the Bible speaks of another situation of like elders doing things wrong and them openly doing things wrong. I'll give you an example. Paul was there with Peter. Peter came in with the Hebrews and they were around some of the Gentiles. Peter wouldn't deal with the Gentiles because he was embarrassed to deal with the Gentiles in front of the Jews. So Paul checked him to the face. And Peter was an elder. Paul checked him openly to his face. So the thing is, when this guy says something and it's wrong, and he doesn't know what he's talking about, he said it publicly. So when guys do stuff like that, what happens is the people who were thinking about standing up and doing affidavits to save their businesses, save their lives, save their nation, get slaughtered in their state. When they hear an attorney who has a name say, sounds like sovereign citizen stuff to me, clown junk, what happens is they could get discouraged. So it's not so much about this Clements dude, because people been asking me to talk to him for a while, and I wasn't in such a big hurry to go talk to him.
Like I said, maybe I took things way out of context of what was said, but when I hear there's certain things people say that negate everything they say. Yeah. So when I hear somebody say sovereign citizen, it's one of those terms that sets me off quick, because that's what attorneys do to discredit others
and discredit the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll just call it sovereign citizen, so they don't have to deal with the truth.
Yep.
But it's funny, he was talking and he was cool. When he was talking about me, he was cool. But as soon as I said, man, let me on right now. Let me talk to this dude. Right away. Oh, shucks, I gotta go. I'm busy. Gail's like, let's end the call. We've been on for too long. Yeah, I bet. Been on for too long. It was just getting fun.
I don't think Bill Bailey even got to finish that affidavit they've been wanting to read.
He didn't. He was trying to read.
I mean, that's what I was kind of mad about, because I was like, man, y'all need to let Bill finish the affidavit, because Gail and Susan have been wanting to hear this affidavit word for word for like 2 months. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Luckily, Susan, if you get a chance to read it, because I think he emailed it to you, read it. Please read it and let us know what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah, I most likely won't be on another one of those freaking shows, dude. Like,
you're gonna be.
I don't have time to play that bull crap. Like, I don't make shows to just hate on people and do all that stuff. I teach the people with new stuff all the time, right? I study my butt off. I stay up in the middle of the night. I go hard in order to gain the information to give to the people. So I ain't got time to be fighting clowns over who's the coolest. I don't give a freak about that. I don't need to be cool. I need to do God's work, and people need to win and have their country, right? Our kids need to be able to have somewhere where they can live without being smothered by masks, right? We need people to stop dying from those things that they're poking in people. So I don't have a lot of time to be playing games with silly stuff. And when you go let somebody talk some junk, and then you're not going to let somebody say something, I'm like, hey, if that's how you roll, that's how you roll. I'm done. I'm finished. Like, and nobody will get any more knowledge from me on that channel. Period. I'm done. So
here's my thing, and I know you and Gail have been having this feud for a while now. and me and Sophia have been trying to like let's remain calm, you know. But listen, here's the deal: if she doesn't believe that these work, just don't talk about them. You know what I mean? Like, if it don't work, then don't talk about it. You're doing your thing, and I know they work because I've seen it firsthand. So if you don't want to believe they work, that's fine. That's no problem. Gail, I have no problem with you. That's perfectly fine. But let's just not talk about it again. You do what you do. Dave does what he does, and we go off. And hopefully one of us is right. I know we've been right so far. But like I said, man, like the proof's going to be in the pudding here in about 2 weeks. You're going to start seeing movement.
Somebody said I need a good neck massage. I do, man. My neck is like.
But we're gonna get big movement in the next couple of weeks in Georgia and Michigan in particular, and other states, because the people are learning their rights, and David has shown them the way about what they can do to declare these rights in every state.
That wasn't me.
and put it in the right jurisdiction. That's the key. Having the right jurisdiction, you know, and there's no higher standing than the people.
That sounds like sovereign Turkey.
For real.
Ooh, boy, that joke is so funny, man. Who apologized? Is somebody Twinkie 1974? Who apologized about what? Gail apologizes about what she does every week. Well, it be what it be. But that's the thing, guys, is I don't play the games. And like when you're dealing with attorneys in this world who have been looked at as the ones who everybody has to go to understand basic English law, you know, I don't back down to them. I make them tell what they're saying, and they got to show it. They got to show it. And when it comes to me, what's that?
People are used to dealing with people like us.
Mm-hmm.
They're used to people being, I'm going to be nice and cordial and proper. And you know what? You know what that gets you? Gets you nothing. It gets you where we're at right now.
Yeah.
That gets you where we're at right now in this situation, because the Republicans and conservatives want to be proper and put ourselves on a pedestal that we don't do that stuff. And me and David are like, I'm going to kick your knees in.
Like, you know, wait, you thought you were going to get away with that? Hold on.
But we're going to hold our feet to the fire, and we're not going to stop. That's the thing, is like, we're not going to stop. There's a handful of guys in the legislature right now, in Congress right now, in the House, Jim Jordan, Andy Biggs, Paul Gosar, Matt Gaetz. I'm just randomly naming people off the top of my head here that are true fighters, man. But look at Jim Jordan. He's a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like he's got that grit and fire in him. So the guys, we can't be nice anymore. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying be mean to people. I'm saying we cannot be nice. We cannot give up. We can fight fair, but we need to fight hard. You know what I mean? We need to fight hard. And how you fight hard is educate yourself on your rights. Because David's freestyle sick. I thought I was Method Man for a minute.
That's funny.
But you need to educate yourself, people. You need to study. You need to learn this stuff and pass it on to your friends and family. That's how we spread this from the ground up, because us not knowing this stuff is what put us in this situation. That's right.
It's deep stuff, man, because people are trying to win, man. And it's, we hold all political power, and we're letting attorneys tell us what to do. And the attorneys are not even government officials. They don't have a contract with us to protect us. But we'll let them tell us how to view the Constitution, right? We'll let them tell us, what to do. It's crazy. And it's sad because we really do have to do what you said. We got to dig down deep and go hard as heck, man, like we've never had before, because we could either have our nation back, or it could look like Hitler mowed through the country.
It reminds me of, I always go back to football, as we both play football. I don't mean play dirty, like a cheap shot somebody or anything like that. I'm talking about Ray Lewis smack you in the mouth. Fair and square shot, right? That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to do. And we do that with the Constitution. We do that with learning our rights. And we do that by fighting back with affidavits and never stopping, period.
That's right.
That's right. Let your voice be heard. Let your voice be heard with affidavits. Because if you don't put an affidavit, it never happened.
That's right. They can hide so much, man. And that's the sad thing, is that for years, they've been hiding the truth. For years, people will have stuff happen in a court case, and they hide it.
Yeah, definitely. That's what they do, man. That's what they do.
Can't roll like that. But what you got? You got some stuff you got to get done. I know I done held you for quite a long time.
Oh no, I was got to go to a meeting right now.
You look like me, Josh. Josh, smile and see if we can see teeth and eyeballs like me.
Right there.
I can't see a dang thing. You look like me, bro.
I
told y'all Josh is a chocolate brother. All attorneys are not bad. Stop generalizing. I'm not generalizing. I just want to see the attorney.
They're all bound by the bar, though.
Hey, SoCal girl 201, are you an attorney? If you are, I'll give you some information that shows that the bar is helping traffic.
Hey, you know what? Listen, they're not all bad. You're right. I love Alex Clonadin. Alex is freaking great. But you know what?
I like some of them.
They're all bound by the bar, though. Because guess what? Even as great as Alex is, and Alex truly fights. If the bar says you're going to stop there, we're pulling your license, he's going to shut up.
That's the thing. Look,
That's my point, guys. It ain't the people. They're being controlled, and their whole life will be taken from them, from what they've been working on, if they don't do what they're told.
I look at it by fruit. So you can tell me attorneys are great. So then if I give you this evidence that shows that kids are being trafficked, I want you to give it to the attorney that you believe in and see if they expose it. And then if they expose it, they're good. If they hide it, they some clowns. So I like DePerno. If they hide it, they are some clowns. So I'm not going to do this thing where we're like, they're a doctor and I can't talk anything about health because, I'm not a doctor. I can't talk anything about my kids because I'm not a psychologist. I can't talk anything about the law because I'm not an attorney. That's dumb junk. Because the people wrote the constitutions. Dr. Sebi, one of the best healers of all time, was not a doctor. They called him Dr. Sebi, but he won a Supreme Court case because he helped people get rid of AIDS, cancer, all these diseases, cured somebody of blindness, and it's proven. So you can say somebody is this and that, but there's always people who have experience at doing things that other people say they have a license to do, and they do it better. So I'm not going to just say that because somebody is an attorney or because somebody is a cop that I just back the blue, without thinking, because everybody knows that all cops are good. No, there's some bad cops. There's some bad attorneys. There's some bad judges. There's some judges that went to jail in recent history for raping kids. So let's stop playing this game. Now, if you think that somebody is good and great, give them some things to do and let's see what happens. Other than that,
you know how to fix it. You know how to fix this, right?
What's that?
You put due process in for the licenses. You don't let them control. You let the people control it.
There you go.
Let the people determine if a license is taken or not. It's that simple.
Yeah. Then they're gonna start saying though, but we're in the private. So then what you doing in the public? Because the private and the public can't mix.
Can't mix them.
Explain that. And why are you so-called officers of the court, but y'all in every part of government? If you're an officer of the court, that means you can't work in the legislature based on the separation of powers.
Yep.
You're an officer of the court, you can't work in executive, can you?
It happens all the time. They're the ones making the laws. You know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, come on, man. Yeah.
Guys, we there's so many things we need to fix in this country. So this audit is obviously the number one thing right now, but there's so many other things we need to address afterwards that we will. It's gonna be a fun, long 2021.
Yep. But guys, I'm not one of those buster guys that say stuff and then won't stand on what I say. But y'all tell Mr. Clemens he can come on any day he wants. I will not prepare. And we'll see if I'm saying sovereign citizen stuff or if he can prove what I'm saying wrong using the trust indentures in the state constitution. I challenge him any day. He can do it tonight. He can do it tomorrow. I'll jump right back on. He can do it in a week. He can even go study for a year and come back. And we'll see if he really knows what he's saying. And I didn't go to law school, but I guarantee you, y'all will see the situation and y'all realize real quick what he said. What he said is not in line with reality. So that it is what it is. Do I want to work with him? Not really, because people who say stuff like that, I don't get down like that. I rather stay with the humble people and watch God work and God get the glory than go get with the superstar who say some silly stuff.
Guys,
like that.
We've got bigger superstars than him we're talking to right now that like what we're doing. So, and I'm not discrediting him. I'm sure he's a great attorney, but there's other attorneys that we're talking to and working with right now and will be working with in the very, very near future that love this way of fighting and going at it for the people. And if I'm not going to drop names, we'll talk about it later when it's all said and done. But these people are considered the best at what they do as far as attorneys, the best even in the world for that matter. So when we showed it to them, or a friend of ours showed it to them, they were like, "Wow, that's exactly what you need to be doing right now." Yeah. And if they believe in it, it is what it is. You know what I said? Like we'll let work speak for ourselves in these different states. And if nothing happens, you know what? We'll eat crow. Me and David we'll go have some humble pie. We'll eat some crow. But I'll tell you what, man, I don't see that happening. And I think you're going to see some more coincidences coming up.
Yeah. Yep, I think it's going to be great, man. I think that God is going to make some more moves. Some more businesses will go into the private, and you guys will see it'll be great if the Lord lets us live. You'll see a lot more kids come back home. You'll see some amazing things, and we'll have some fun. You know, that's what we do. Me and Josh like to party. You know, so yes, Dawn is correct. That's one of the trustees that helps get everything together for the people. She's somebody who has been there as we fight to get the kids saved in the different states. I don't have the affidavit on the link. But people who went to ArizonaTakesAction.com who wanted to be a honorary member of a PMA, then you can go there and one will just automatically come to you. So you should be good if you sign your information in.
And that's like out here in Arizona. There's a couple of groups that have actually rallied the troops. I guess you would say, you know, and we keep building that base of people we could take back the control and power of the state. You know, between Liz Harris and the people she has put together, right? We the People AZ Alliance, you know, the group they put together, and working different facets of the audit and into the future of whatever direction we go into the future, you know what I mean, after the audit. And but like what Steve and Shelby have done and Liz and what we're doing, we're all loosely working together in a way and interconnected. And that's what wins, man. Teams win.
That's right.
Teams win, you know. And
that's right.
You know, you guys remember Michael Jordan and some of those early Bulls teams, they weren't so good. You threw Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman in there, all of a sudden they're winning championships. So you know, it takes more than one, and we don't rely on any one man. You know, we work together, and we get the people to understand what's happening, and that's how we win.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Lenny, a restaurant can open in the private. The restaurants in Texas that sell alcohol are actually using private associations, but they're dry counties. So the counties are dry by statute. You're not supposed to have alcohol. They move into the private and they sell alcohol all day, all up and down Texas.
And they gamble.
That's right.
Coming soon, the Phoenix.
You know, more stuff that will be a coincidence.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. Guys, I just got to tell you, we got to be real. We got to stand up and we got to fight against things that are wrong. I don't let a lot of stuff pass. You know, when people say some stupid stuff, I deal with it right there. And it is what it is, you know. Bill Bailey sent the bar attorney was going to tweak some stuff. Yeah, so he put the affidavit out today. So
DePerno's one that sent us the affidavit.
Yeah, so DePerno is not one who's against what it is that we do, you know. So
he thinks it's a good idea.
There you go. So the thing is that you realize that a lot of this stuff that attorneys just spit out of their mouth real quick, oh, sovereign citizen, blah, 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 blah. That junk is all cute and funny until the people learn the law. But I'm going to tell y'all what's going to happen. Their world is going to shrink real fast when y'all know the law better than them. And they better hope that they still have jobs. Because the people ain't playing. And the truth is out there. The difference between public and the private. If you look in the Black's Law, you'll see where it talks about a public officer. A public officer. And it'll tell you that public officer is one that's clothed with office or a government official. And then you'll see where it tells that it's the opposite of a private, what they call person or one of the people. The people who are not in government office are in the private. And when you're in the private, it's a separate realm than what you have in the public. So I'll give you an example. In Article 2, Section 8 of Arizona Constitution, you'll see where it says, no person shall be disturbed in his private affairs, comma, or home invaded, right, except for by authority of law. So if you read the first part, it says, you cannot be disturbed in your private affairs. The second part says your home invaded. It's two separate things. So When you're doing your private affairs, the government has no control or power over it because the people in the private are independent of government. If you don't believe what I'm saying, go to the 1958 NAACP versus Alabama, and you'll find that 9 Supreme Court justices who were all white allowed the NAACP to win, or the NAACP won, and they said that the NAACP had the right to carry out their private interests privately. So the government didn't even have the ability to look at to do discovery, to look at their membership rolls, because it would interfere with their right to do it on their own.
Hey, David, I got to take out my phone's like on
Cool.
the last bar. But
all right, bro.
Good talking to you guys. Never stop fighting, guys, man. I'm telling you, we handle things different. and we're not going to put up with nonsense, period. We're not going to put up with it. So if they don't want that fire, they better watch what they're saying.
Yep. Like, I'll be nice and love anybody, but don't say no stupid stuff online talking about some sovereign citizen junk without any reason to say it, because I will challenge you on the spot any day of the week. I don't care if it's the Clemens dude all the way up to Dershowitz. I want to deal with Dershowitz and his 1905 Jacobson case that he lied about too, talking about anybody can force you to get a shot. So Josh Barnett is out, guys. But I'll tell y'all, I don't play the game. Greg, you may know Mr. Clements. If Mr. Clements didn't mean what he said or something like that, he can talk to me and let me know, and everything can be cool. And I'm not one of those guys who's mad where I'm like, I want to, I'm angry with him physically, like I want to fight him. But he says some silly stuff online, and if he wants to correct it, he can correct it. But if he really wants to say that what I say is like sovereign citizen stuff, I really do challenge him. And it's not about a debate, because I don't debate all day. He can open up the Constitution with me, the states, and he can show where anything I said is sovereign citizen stuff. What's this? Did somebody say he wants to come on? Let's see. Let me get back up that. Somebody says something about David Clements something. Does he want to come on or something? Because if he's here, I'll let him on right now. We would be more than happy for him to go ahead and get it. The fight, he knows the law, you can do. Oh, David Clements can get on here and give you a message, can't he? Yeah, tell him to come now, Greta. Tell him I'm here. I'll stay and wait for him. Or I'll give him the link, and he can come right on video, just like he was on video a second ago, and we can hear him say that again. Dave, I saw George's video today. Thank you for helping Georgia with affidavits. I think they went out today. Yeah, well, the one lady has hundreds of notices and an affidavit out already. Like, she is kicking butt. I think they'll have thousands. God really used that lady to get involved, and her heart is like so good. Come on, Professor David Clements. Okay, is he here now? Is he ready to come on? Banned from YouTube won't bother this, because I can give him the link. He can come on. Oh my gosh. Finals. He was just on a video a second ago saying some stuff. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal for him to come on here. So if he's ready, I'll go ahead and send him the link now. Oh yeah, she's the bomb. He put his kids to bed. That's fine. If he put his kids to bed, then he should be ready to talk, right? If they're asleep, let's go. So y'all let him know that I am asking for him to come on now. Of course, we can get judges out, Leo 71. If you look in the canons of the judges, they are supposed to be impartial. Oh, Showtime, is he ready now? Let it go, Dave. Look, there's a difference between if he wanted to say something to me man to man, he could have said it, right? And it's not petty, Elizabeth Goodyear, and I'll tell you why. When people say stuff like that, it discourages the people. It's already hard enough to get people to have courage and stand up and fight. David in the Bible had the problem of helping people to have courage. Caleb and can't think right now. Caleb and Joshua had the same problem. Paul had the same problem. Getting people to stand up and have courage has been one of the issues. Oh no, I'm not giving it more power. I'm dealing with issues. See, God puts people in place with certain mentalities to deal with certain things and to fight certain ways. Now, what happens is that a lot of people don't understand that way, because if God didn't put you in the position to deal with stuff like this, it might not be that important to you. But there's a lot of people who watch him who might say, well, I was going to do something to step up and fight, but what I did was I decided not to do it because Mr. Clement said it was sovereign citizen stuff. And that's the stuff that's sorry, because Joshua, if David's really your bro, back up what he's saying, because right now you don't say, hey, she has been crossing the line. Clement is not your, I don't know what Clement is. I really don't care that much, Elizabeth. I'm telling you that he says some stuff and he needs to deal with it, or he needs to not deal with it, either way. But I'm going to say what I say. Now, if you didn't go to him and tell him he was 100% wrong, and everybody else who was on the video with him who wouldn't open the door for me to come in, then really I don't understand why you're telling me I need to stop, because I really won't stop. Nothing you say would make me stop. No, I don't pick my battles. I fight everything that's wrong. So if it's in front of me and it's wrong, I'm going to deal with it on the spot. God don't tell me to pick which ones I'm going to deal with. That's why kids get raped in America, because people pick their battles. That's why people are getting forced vaccinations, because somebody could stop it, but they're picking their battles. This is why bad stuff happened to people all over, because people pick which time they're going to deal with real stuff. Attorneys pick when they're going to fight for you or when they're not. That's not smart. That's not smart. It's not smart to pick what you're going to do. That's like me saying, oh, pick my family over everybody else. Pick shutting the freak up and letting everybody else, lose their businesses. Pick going to go fish myself when everybody else is struggling in the nation. That's silly to me. Clemens is a law professor. Okay, so there's a lot of law professors that lose. So a lot of people teach a lot of stuff. That doesn't change anything. There's a lot of people who are doctors and teachers of medicine. And there's people who are really healing people. So I'm not moved by stuff like that. Okay, I'm here for the forensic audit and truth of the election. That's it. Okay, then you can leave. It's that easy, because I'm not going to stop talking. So if you're here for that, I understand, but you were just here telling me not to say anything to him. So you were here for that too. So please understand that there's no disrespect, but there will be no controlling anything, right? I don't bend because of what somebody tells me to do. I don't. So if you come here and you say, David, don't say nothing about what's going on, that's not going to happen. And if you're not here for anything but the elections, you shouldn't. When he said what he said, you should have said something right there. You should have said, Mr. Clemens, that was wrong. I'm here for the elections. Why are you talking about that? I didn't see that comment. Now, you might have said it. If you can show it to me, then I will respect more what you're saying. But I didn't see that. So if you didn't do that, it is what it is. But for me and my house, we will serve the Lord and we will bring the smoke to all the drama. It is what it is, period. So, and that's all I'm saying. Let's see. No, I don't conserve my energy. I deal with real truth because this is a real battle. It's a spiritual battle. When people try to denounce the truth and fight against what is truth, you don't sit down and be quiet. That's not how it works. Because the people who are on the sideline watching can't tell the difference if the guy who's the doctor knows what he's talking about or not. So that's why it should be addressed. Okay, so if you were not there, then you can't say if I was wrong or right in what I'm doing now. That's what you got to realize. You got to realize if you were not there, you don't know what was said, we got to deal with it. And that's the truth. It's disinformation. We got real life proof. There's stuff I can't tell y'all that Josh was hitting at today. He kind of said some of the stuff. Like, oh no, David, they know exactly what you're saying in the meetings. I was like this. I wasn't going to tell that. I was going to keep that quiet. But it's a little bit out there now. So he said that people would laugh at what David Jose is saying and that they would laugh it out of court. But the government officials who write the laws for the court don't laugh at me at all. They don't think it's funny at all. Not even a little bit. They're real serious. So that's right, Lisa. God doesn't tell us to be quiet. So I love the heck out of you guys. And I want to let y'all know that I had to deal with that right away because you can't play games with stupid stuff like that. You got to stand up and deal with what the truth is. And I don't know Mr. Clements from Adam, but the thing is that what he said today was wrong. Gail was leading the garbage to get the junk to happen, and that was wrong. And once some stupid junk like that happened, I got to freaking stand up. And look, somebody who was there said, I was there. You were right. You see? So, got to do what you got to do. You got to stand up and help the people to see the truth. And I don't care if anybody attacks me. Gail been attacking me for weeks and I just let it go. Months. But when you have a situation where somebody's attacking what you do and people are watching who are trying to make differences in their life right now, the people who have a problem in their life right now where they're trying to step up and fight and do big things, I had to stand up and say something because it protects the people who need to fight. Because courage is contagious. And when people are trying to figure out what steps they're going to take to be free, and we've seen a lot of people get free, I owe it to y'all to tell y'all the truth. I owe it to y'all to make sure that you see what's necessary to get stuff going. Somebody else said it. I was there. Clement spoke outside his knowledge. I'm sure he's a very knowledgeable man. On that situation, he messed up a little bit. And I can forgive fast as heck. I'm not even mad at him. It's principle that there's people listening who are trying to win. And that's right. We have all the power. And I try to teach people that we have all the power. So when somebody calls something like that sovereign citizen stuff, I got a big problem because Clement says banned from YouTube. YouTube is run by commies. Doesn't his vid's gone. One of the very few lawyers who spoke out about the selection. He's ignorant of what you do and he thinks he knows better. Well, that's the thing. I'm like, if he doesn't know, I would never talk about his processes and try to degrade them if I don't know what his processes are and I haven't dealt with them. That's stupid to me. So, I'm just like, let me see. Send information again. Look, if Mr. Clements knows where I am, I'm sure some of y'all have told him already. He's talking about he's putting his kids to sleep and all that stuff. If he really wanted to talk, he would have told the people on the show, hey, I just said something about Dave's situation or whatever. And yeah, let's get him on and see if he knows what he's talking about. He could have tested me right there. He was ready to go. And then Gail was ready to go. And I'm going to tell y'all this. Gail is not going to comment. She's watching. She's not going to comment the whole time I'm on here. She's going to wait until I get off, and then she's going to start talking. She's going to start talking junk. No, David, blah, 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 blah. You know your stuff don't work, blah, 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 after I get off this thing. Gail doesn't have the heart to go deal with these things one-on-one in front of everybody. She wants to be quiet and talk some junk later because she knows if I ask her questions, she's going to fail every time. And the thing is, if if Mr. Clements come on, you guys will quickly see what the real deal is. So he didn't come on. He didn't want to stay on another show. He got to put his kids to bed or whatever. He got to do whatever he got to do. That's fine. But it is what it is. He can deal with what he wants to deal with. I won't be on any shows with Gail anymore. I'll let Gail do her thing, and she can teach everybody all the stuff she's going to teach them. I won't waste another day on a show with her acting like a clown because it's a waste of freaking time and energy. I can teach people the truth in other places on my own forum, and I don't have to deal with the stupidity. So I love you guys, but I won't be on no video with her, you know. So if there's videos with Susan, which I love Susan, but if Gail's on the video, I'm just not going on no more. I'm gonna do my own thing, and we'll see what works and we'll see what don't work, you know. So it is what it is. So let's continue to kick butt, y'all. Let's continue to make things happen. Constitution Vet, thank you for coming on. Thank you for that great testimony about you getting your nephew back. No, Mike, I don't play games, bro. Like, I look, the Bible tells you not to make friends with an angry man. That's Bible. Gail got anger in her heart and she's pissed over stupid stuff where she wants to take something and I won't give it to her, so she's mad. So I will no longer open up the door for her to continue to do this stupid stuff. If she wants to talk junk, she can talk junk on somebody else's show during somebody else's time. I won't waste my time with it because other people will obviously let her do it and not say anything. They'll let other people say stuff and not say anything, and then they'll tell me to pick my battles. I'm going to pick my battles. I won't be around. And they can do whatever the freak they want to do, and we'll see where it goes. No big deal. I'll do what I do. We'll see where it goes, right? So anyway, I'm done. Y'all won't see me on any more of those shows. If Mr. Clements wants to come and show how brilliant he is in this sovereign citizen talk, we'll see. So let's see what's up. Greg, I'm past it already. Your homeboy didn't come on here. If he would have came on here, we would be dealing with it, but he ain't ready. So it is what it is. And Greg, maybe you should let it go because you're saying it's just us here and let it go, Dave, but you were speaking up for him the whole time. So the real man didn't come and you're speaking for the man, but you don't want me to speak for myself. That really doesn't make very much sense. So if you have sat here and took up for him all this time and said what he's really about and he won't come, but then you don't want me to stand up for myself on my own show. He was on another show and I tried to come on and he didn't say, hey, come on, let's get on and let Dave say something back to what I said. We didn't do that, right? So Greg, you have your favorite and that's fine. I don't care. It really doesn't matter to me. But if you're going to sit here and fight for him for as long as you've just been fighting for him, it's kind of funny when you say, David, get over it. That's kind of like, that ain't real, bro. You know, really, I don't know who you're supporting. I don't know you like that. But what I know is you're here talking for him, talking about what he's doing with his baby, putting his babies to bed, which means he got enough power to talk to you or somebody else. He said he's doing this and that, and he said this, and he said that. Oh, okay. So he's saying all this stuff to y'all, but he ain't got 30 seconds to come on here and say, Dave, you a clown, or Dave, you okay? Dave, I didn't mean to say that, or Dave, I kind of spoke out of turn. He could have said any of that, but he's busy talking to y'all. And he said something publicly. So that's the thing, Greg. You're sitting here defending somebody, but I'm defending myself on my own page, and you're trying to tell me to get over it. I saw this show. He choked you better. See all what I said. I saw his show. I was talking about Gail's show today. I was talking about Gail's show. But the thing is that, I don't play those types of games. So I'll challenge anybody at any darn time to deal with the law. you know? So he's talking to other people. I saw Gail's, he choked. I don't know exactly what that means. I know he said some stuff that was shady. And that's all I'm saying. You know, he said some stuff that was shady and he didn't want to come deal with it. And I'm like, dude, just come bring it. Well, the thing is Gail has been attacking me for a while, and I hid the fact that she did it. I hid what she said in her private little chats and her little attacks, and then she begged me to come back because she needs somebody to talk about it. He stuttered and backtracked. I don't know nothing about stuttering and backtracking. I said, hey, let me on right now. Then he's like, oh, I'm not trying to whatever, Dave. I'm like, no, dude, you're not trying. You just did it. And now I want to talk, and I want you to say that while I'm on the video. And now he don't want to do it. That's my thing. I don't know if you agree, Greg. And you don't have to say you agree because you're on my show. It's okay for you to not like what I say or not, bro. Like, you could really do whatever. You're a grown man, you know? I'm just saying I'm in the middle of a fight where I have to fight and deal with certain things. And that's what I'm doing. Now, I tried to open the door for the guy to say what he wanted to say. And he didn't really want to do it. Now he's asleep. Or he's put the babies to sleep. I see you, Greg. And I'm not mad. I just don't stop. And I don't trust very well. So I'll just tell you that. I don't trust very well. The Bible says, trust no man. All of us can make mistakes. All of us can do wrong. Trust is for God. God is 100%. And so, you know, I don't know exactly who you are. I can't see your face. I've never talked to you, I don't think. So, you know, all I'm saying is that I invited him to come on, and I was hoping that he would come. I would have enjoyed for the people to hear this brilliant law professor tell me that what I'm saying is sovereign citizen stuff. And I don't think he really wanted that. Like, he apparently he knows who I am, because a couple of people just said he knows who you are, David. But why would he say that and not come on and defend it is my thing, you know? Just go if you're going to start going, go all the way. Oh, he's posted on Telegram now. That's funny as heck, man. That is hilarious. That's funny as heck. Ty Kid said he's posting on Telegram. Now, I have no firsthand knowledge if he posted on Telegram. But if he did, that's funny as heck. All right. So you got to put his kids to sleep, but he's posted on Telegram. If that's the case, man, Clemens, that's some weak jump. But it is what it is. Hey, they're not getting to me. I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew what the truth is. And yeah, it would definitely have been fun if he'd come on. Maybe he'll come on after I get off like Gail too. They're going to go on together like, okay, he's gone. Is it clear? He's asleep now. Don't type too loud. He might hear the keys. That junk is hilarious. Maybe it can lead to a future discussion. I'm always open for him to say what he said today in front of me. You know, I don't know, Greg. I don't know whose side you're on. You know, I can't say either way. You know, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and don't start wiping your servers now. All right, Aussie. Got to bring that fire. What's up, Shadow Band Warrior? Oh, yeah, Rebecca, you just missed it. I was trying to get the smoke from this attorney, but he wouldn't give it to me. Josh said he got his battery charged. Josh done burned the juice out. Who's that lady that Josh is with? That's Josh right there, and who's that lady? That's cousin Sydney Powell. That girl is fire. I love me some Sydney Powell, super strong woman. We got so many strong people, you know, in the fight, standing and being powerful. Look at Shamrock. Shamrock always giving some good fire and love. I appreciate you. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead then and voice of reason. Well, maybe he should have came in here and started reasoning and telling people that it's not sovereign citizen stuff and the other guy was wrong. That might have made it easier. I could have just shut the freak up and watch him talk. But, you know, he didn't do that. And you know, like the other lady said, he could pick his battles. But for me, you know, can't let stuff like that ride, you know. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to get off. Josh, you let me know that you good, Josh. You make it home safe and everything is cool. And you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and pray, y'all. Somebody asked if we could pray together. We're gonna pray. Michelle McWilliams. All right, let's go. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all your blessings, Father. We thank you for your love and mercy, Father. We thank you for your truth. We thank you for giving us a time, Father, to be able to stand up for the people, Father, to be bold as lions, Father, to stand on truth, to show, Father, that even those meek people, Father, and those who may lack knowledge in this world's wisdom, Father, that they will trump the wise, Father. Father, we know that you use those that are small, Father, to overcome those things which seem great. And Father, for everyone who is on this video today, Father, who may feel like they're small, who may feel like others know more than them, Father, give them the wisdom that only you can give. Give them strength, Father. Give them courage, Father. Give them a will to fight and to stand and to do things, Father, that will bring forth massive results, Father. Let the people take and make massive action, Father, that we might see you step in, Father, and water those seeds that we plant and provide the increase that we may see a collapse in this wicked system, Father, that is harming the people. Father, we know that we have a nation and a forefathers who believed in your word, Father, who created the constitutions based off of your common law, that are off the common law that comes from your word, Father. So, Father, we thank you so much for caring enough about us to let us have our lives halted, for letting us have bad things happen, Father, that you might use us for good, and that you might teach us those things, Father, that we have missed and our forefathers did not get to us correctly. And Father, we just thank you for preserving this great nation, Father. We thank you for all the people who you have brought to humility and allowed to see your wonderful works. Father, we know that you are going to continue to shine through, Father, continue to bring massive blessings to the people. And we just ask, Father, that you touch the people's heart, that you let your spirit go before you, Father, and that the people be touched and that they learn about your Son, Jesus Christ, and that they come to you through him, Father, and that they will follow you, Father, and many, 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 many generations of souls will be saved because the work that we do now, Father, and the trust that we have in you. And Father, we just thank you so much for all that you have done. We thank you so much for all these beautiful people on this video. And we just ask that you continue to give us strength. We ask that you continue to bless us, bless the work of our hands, go before us into all of the states, Father, shake up the nation. Let the government officials see, Father, that they have failed and that their offices have been used in many cases by those who do not want to do right by the people. And give us deliverance, Father. Shake the earth, Father. Bless the people, Father, and do the things that you know that you can do, Father. And we thank you so much for it already, Father. We thank you in advance, and we thank you for the good blessings and gifts that you're going to give to us. So in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, y'all. Everybody battery probably died. They're like, man, that dude prayed longer than he did the video. All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get off. We're going to rock and roll. Love y'all. Y'all be cool. Stay out of trouble. Peace.